jerseys here this evening. Native American Heritage Awareness Month. And the Noles get the tip from the opening jump. Georgia Southern in the all-whites, and we are underway. Seminoles once again coming in at a 3-1 record. Undefeated on home court. Great dish over to Alex Steen, who lays it down with a jam. Great distribution from the top of the key.
What a start for the Seminoles as they find Steen wide open for the dunk.
Tyron Moore trying to quicken the pace, go right back the other way, and it forces a turnover. And the Florida State Seminoles will have the inbound here and have the early lead at 2-0. Starting five for the Noles: Kobe MaGee, Robert McCray the fifth, Chauncey Wiggins, Lajae Jones, and Alex Steen. You saw there, number 25, get the opening bucket. Both teams playing with a lot of high pace, back and forth, love the fast break, and love to cause chaos. McCray going in, feeds it to Steen. He gets double teamed, needs an outlook pass to Jones for three. That one misses the mark, off the rim. Georgia Southern starting five: Dwayne Williams Jr., Carter, Moore, Applewhite, and Spud Webb. Spud Webb, the reigning Sun Belt Conference Player of the Week. Applegate trying to get a nice little layup underneath the basket, but to no avail. Steen with the defensive board. Seminoles right back the other way. In the corner, Jones now out to Wiggins, who returns tonight, and he switches a three.
Nice to see Chauncey Wiggins back in the lineup. He missed the Florida State Seminoles last game, out with an injury, back healthy here tonight. Gets things started from beyond the arc.
Seminoles sprinting out to a 5-0 lead. Luke Laux active there along the Seminole bench, trying to coach up his young squad. Williams Jr. gets dispossessed. Right back the other way. Fast break, give and go, take. McCray couldn't keep the handle on the attempted dunk. He got tapped from behind with some pressure.
Unselfish passing there, and McCray just didn't quite have a handle on it.
Tyron Moore trying to once again come right back into the paint. And gets dispossessed. So McCray definitely letting his presence be known as the leader here in points. Wants to show off with some points of his own.
You can see this is a fast, up-tempo style of basketball that Luke Laux has brought to Tallahassee in his first season. Back at the helm.
Senior out of Columbia, South Carolina, slipped out of his hands off that, what would have been a highlight dunk for sure. Back out to Tyron Moore, returning to Georgia Southern this season after being at UAB last year, but spent 2 previous years with the Eagles. This is that shot. McCray back with the ball in his hands. Out to Jones in the corner for a three. Yes! Seminoles getting hot from downtown.
Robert McCray the fifth, so good off the dribble, creates that opportunity for the three for Jones.
Exceptional athlete, really good rangy defender as well, but has a really good talent with that stroke from deep. Georgia Southern is trying to find their way onto the scoreboard. Applewhite, he misses the mark. And the Eagles with a little unbalanced play right now. However, you see Spud Webb on the defensive side disrupting Florida State's fast break.
Let's take another look at that last possession there. You see McCray getting deep into the paint, drawing the defense. Easy kick out to Lajae Jones.
A couple of left-handers on this team as well for Florida State, Jones being one of them, as is McCray, the fifth.
Jones, the transfer from St. Bonaventure, came in averaging last season 10 points, 5 rebounds for the Bonnies. This season already averaging 13 points here for the Noles. Neptune Beach.
Alden Applewhite coming off the first double-double for the Eagles against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets just a few days ago. 11 points, 11 rebounds. First Eagles player this year to do that. McCray will head to the free throw line.
McCray on the season, a 76% free throw shooter. And transfer from Jacksonville, led JU in scoring the last 2 seasons. McCray has scored in double figures each game this season for Florida State.
Also has some previous ACC experience playing for Wake Forest in his earlier part of his career. Also leads this team with the assists and steals. That is a big emphasis for Luke Laux on the defensive end of the floor. A little too aggressive, the team of McRae and MaGee.
In this style of defense for Luke Laux, they are wanting to disrupt defensively, trying to get out. They're not afraid to go trap in the half court, trying to create turnovers and easy scoring opportunities.
And it was interesting talking to him, you know, when you see coming into this game against Georgia Southern, a team who likes to do similar things in terms of pace of play. He didn't think there would need to be a change. He thought, we think when we play our game, we're as good as anybody in the country. Is Applewhite, another missed shot. Georgia Southern just struggling to find something to go into the nylon net.
Georgia Southern, their first 5 from the floor. Coming into the season, they lead the Sun Belt in scoring, over 88 points a game for Charlie Henry in this Georgia Southern Eagles squad.
Saw Charlie Henry on the sidelines here. From 3, Wiggins wanted another one, duplicate. It's gobbled up by the Eagles. Applegate. Outside, good distribution, passing by the Eagles, trying to free somebody up. White. Turn, Moore now steps over to his left, takes a 3, and there is the first bucket for the Eagles.
That's the guy to watch for the Eagles. Tyrone Moore, graduate transfer back. Again, you mentioned it. Started his career, led Georgia Southern in scoring in 23-24, 17 points a game. Left and then came.
Him back here, Melissa, and really providing an energy and a juice here with this Florida State program.
Yeah, he was such a fiery competitor as a student athlete, and he brings that to the sidelines now as the head coach here. Fun to see that energy and shoot around earlier today.
You see that play out also on the basketball court. There's just a new revamped energy here. Leaving the keys was Leonard Hamilton as Kavian White misses the layup, and easy bucket put back for Kobe MaGee, his first points of the evening.
Again, this Florida State team looking to run, looking to get the first available shot. Got an easy one there in the run out from MaGee.
White back out to Sotorov from Sofia, Bulgaria. Sotorov, I'm gonna have to get that one right. Tough sometimes with the international names, but he gets Georgia Southern closer, now within 5, another 3-pointer. Jones from deep. Too close to the glass, off the rim, but offensive rebound by Martin Somerville. Made his first start against UT Martin on Tuesday. McRae, again, too deep. Hits the back of the rim, and back come the Eagles. It's a Georgia Southern team that has had a lot of close ball games here early in the 2025-26 season. This goes off the hands of Jefferson Coulibaly.
Now, just a little too hot to handle for Coulibaly. I think he was trying to make the move before he caught the ball.
See Charlie Henry trying to reassure Tyrone Moore and his crew on the floor. It's a long game.
Charlie Henry, the third-year head coach for the Georgia Southern Eagles, also has a pro background, worked under Fred Hoiberg at Iowa State, worked under Nate Oates at Alabama, and his team also likes to play that up-tempo style, but he did say his defense a little different than the chaos that Luke Laux wants to create on the defensive end.
Chicago Bulls assistant, of course, Luke Laux spent 9 seasons as an assistant in the NBA. That's where kind of that fast up-tempo pace comes from here with both of these schools that they're trying to establish here in this young season. Somerville, again a 3 that goes off the rim and will bounce out of play.
Florida State just 2 of 7 now from beyond the 3-point line. Still holding on to that 11-7 lead, excuse me, 11-6 lead.
No surprise, you touched on it. It's not surprising to see an up-tempo, fast pace by Luke Laux, but also guard play. You know, he's going to let some guards shoot, and he definitely wants to see those 3s go down, but obviously take the good shots where you can find them. Georgia Southern back into a half court. White will take it himself, and he finds it. Good stroke from beyond the three-point line. Suddenly, the Eagles are within 2.
That's Nakavian White, one of 2 returners on this Eagle squad.
On a pass outside to Cam Miles, found in the corner. Well, what a dish by A.J. Swinton.
Cam Miles continuing that hot start. Instant offense off the bench for Florida State.
A big 3. Third made three-pointer here in this first half. Out in the corner once again. This time it's Kyrie Dunn. And it's a three-point fest right now here in Tallahassee.
Kyrie Dunn had 13 points, 3 threes in their last game against Georgia Tech.
Swinton wanted one. And it's a fight for the ball underneath the basket. Jump ball called. Possession arrow going the way of Georgia Southern. For Georgia Southern as well, it's a team that's improved every year under Charlie Hendry, and they've been doing so mainly by the 3-ball themselves. Set a program record last year with 313 three-pointers made, and actually surpassed that from the previous year with 309. So it's a team that is not shy to shoot it from beyond the three-point line. As you see here, Soderov once again. All but one of his shots this season have been from the three-point line.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that is dominated by the guards. You're not going to see a lot of interior post play with these 2 teams here tonight. It is going to be a lot of guard action from beyond the three-point line for both squads.
Those guys, Spud Webb, you see there, number 21, not to be confused with the 1986 Slam Dunk champion. This is a new Spud Webb. We did not go into a time warp. Spud Webb, the first Eagle to be the Sun Belt Men's Basketball Player of the Week since his teammate Tyron Moore did so in March of 2024. This one rattles out for 3. Miles once again has all day and is open, but can't finish it. Foul underneath the rim. Call against Kyrie Dunn. He was working against Alex Steen. So an off-the-ball foul called, and the Noles will get a free possession.
Dunn giving up a lot of size inside at just 6'1", trying to keep the 6'9" Alex Steen off the boards. Doing everything he can, but had to hold and hook just a little bit too much.
Steen, the leading rebounder for Florida State, so it's a matchup you gotta keep an eye on if you're Georgia Southern or any opponent. He is the man who is underneath the basket. And gives the Seminoles some second chance opportunities, offensive rebounding machine in particular. The 3, Toma Basong. The first high school commitment of the Luke Laux era getting the job done here. And the Noles back up by 5.
Basong averaging 50% from beyond the three-point line this season. Better get a hand up when he's got the ball out there. Ooh, and then a little too much contact by Basong.
Yeah, you got to be consistent on both ends of the floor for sure. So Basong, but to try and push the pace with their guards, and that's exactly where you want the ball in those hands.
Yeah, the player that's leading the way for Georgia Southern with 6 points. Nakavian White has knocked down 2 of those already, and now is at the line to shoot 3.
Only a 55% free throw shooter, however. This is the first one. Both teams working with 3 fouls.
It's surprising because you usually think, he shoots 45% from the three-point line. Typically, if you shoot well from the three-point line, you shoot well from the free throw line. Not so for him yet this season. Small sample size, though, as he knocks one down there.
He's the only returner for Georgia Southern who played last year. Dwayne Williams Jr., the other returner from last year's squad, but he redshirted. And of course, Tyron Moore, who's had several seasons with Georgia Southern.
You can decide if he was a returner or not.
Yeah, he's really the only true returner who had playing time in a Georgia Southern uniform. So it goes 1 for 3 from the free throw line, and Steen is open down low and gets fouled by Nakavian White, and he'll go to the line. A lot of pressure on the perimeter by Georgia Southern, left number 25 all alone near the paint.
Second time we've seen Robert McCray, the 5th, find Alex Steen wide open in the paint. That time Georgia Southern decided not to let him finish it, committed the foul. Steen will have to earn it from the free throw line. He's an 80% free throw shooter on the season. Transferred from Georgia Southern last season, where he averaged almost 18 points and 10 rebounds, along with 2.5 blocks.
Safe to say he's a little motivated to see his old school here, as White will depart. Also leads this team with field goal percentage at 60% entering tonight, and knocks down the second one. Stoppage here, call on the floor.
Gotta get the shot clock right. Looked like the shot clock might have started.
That helps, yep. He has to get to that 30 seconds.
So far, we haven't seen anything even remotely close to a shot clock violation, but you still have to get it correct. Both of these teams will likely launch one before you get to even close to 30 seconds on the clock.
You'll be hard-pressed to hear that horn go off.
Not for that reason, right?
That's the thing, you know, with Georgia Southern, they certainly will want to take threes, but they prioritize trying to find the open shot as Swinton gets involved defensively. Miles again for three. That one rattles a little too hard off the rim and goes back the other way.
You see that defensive energy and intensity that these Seminoles are bringing, coming up with those steals, creating scoring opportunities. That time McCray just too handsy with the defense.
Second personal foul for McCray, the fifth. So curious to see how Luke Laux plays this all out. Looks like he'll keep McCray in for now. Always dangerous when you have two fouls and not even through 10 minutes just yet here in this game.
McCray, such a crucial piece of this Seminole offense. I think Luke Laux is going to trust him for now to stay in and manage those fouls.
Spud Webb, a lot of skill and space down low, tried to find it. Fouled underneath the rim as A.J. Swinton got too much of Alden Applewhite.
Applewhite with a nice backdoor cut there. Swinton was there, just a half a step maybe too late. And then commit the foul, stop the easy layup from Applewhite.
Transfer from Murray State. Best game of the season coming against the Yellow Jackets from just a few nights ago in Atlanta. Knocks down this first free throw. Again, a 68-66 defeat for Georgia Southern. Again, 4 of their 5 games have resulted in one-score games, so they have been within 3 points or less.
This Eagle squad had a chance to win that game at Georgia Tech on Tuesday night. Just came up a little bit short, but it was an exceptional effort from Charlie Henry's squad against an ACC opponent.
And you got to imagine that's going to serve them well down the stretches of the regular season when they enter the Sun Belt Conference play. McCray from deep once again. Perfect from the top.
It's the freshman Miles with the assist to McCray.
Applewhite regathers the ball. Good work inside movement, working his way past McCray for 2.
Well, McCray had to be careful there. He didn't want to pick up that third foul, so he pretty much just had to be a statue there in the paint to make sure he didn't have to go out of the game.
More movement, corner 2. More to the outside for Miles. Offensive rebound. This gets to McCray, keeps it, saves it, but Sudaroff is there to gobble, I should say, it up. Moore. Good crossover move to the right, and he finds it. Good 2-point mid-range shot. Georgia Southern keeping it close. Back to within 3.
It's Moore, the veteran, with the crafty move with the ball.
Steen back, heads it outside. The Song misses the 3. And the reset will be the Eagles. Sudaroff looking for it. Almost had it too, just missed off the left. And a hand to the face. It looked like Applewhite got a piece of Toma Basong.
Now some wholesale substitutions by Luke Laux. He's got 4 new players set to check in to this Seminole lineup.
Here Maluk, Chauncey Wiggins, Lajae Jones, and Kobe MaGee coming back in. Ironically, McCray staying in. But that just speaks to the trust that Luke Laux has in him.
Yeah, that is 2 fouls, though, for Georgia Southern's Alden Applewhite. He does go to the bench.
Charlie Henry has not really had a set five so much this season. He's mixed and matched with several guys in his starting lineup. The only consistent players are Tyron Moore, Alden Applewhite, and Spud Webb. Other than that, he has tinkered and tooled a little bit with his starting lineup. But it creates a little bit of chaos of not knowing exactly what you're going to get. McRae gets his own, well, it wasn't a rebound, but he maintains possession.
We got here, I think we got another shot clock issue. Is it reset back to 30?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that should have reset just yet, because I don't think Georgia Southern had complete possession. So we'll see what that becomes of what gets reset to.
A veteran officiating crew tonight. We'll give them a shout out. John Gaffney, Les Jones, and Randall Wells blowing the whistles for us tonight here. And it's John Gaffney that was all over that one, saw it and made sure that he got the clock right.
Well, I hope these guys definitely had some rest or got a good workout in yesterday, because they're going to get their steps in tonight, keeping the pace, trying to keep pace with both of these teams.
It's definitely up-tempo basketball that we will see tonight at the top.
So 16 seconds on the shot clock now, as McRae will send it all the way down into the backcourt for Lajae Jones. Back to McRae. A little bit of a push off.
Too much contact on the ball handler there as McRae was trying to get into the paint. You can see though, when he gets into that paint, he's not only just looking for his own shot, but he has definitely got those eyes up, looking to find and kick out to those shooters, and he's done an exceptional job at that so far early on in this young season.
Here's Wiggins. Step back, turnaround shot. Not on point.
Wiggins definitely had the size advantage over the 5'11" Tyron Moore.
Wiggins at 6'10", one of the tallest players on this FSU roster. Another three taken, this time outside by Moore. Rebound to the Seminoles. Back the other way we go. MaGee, no. You just see the quick shooting. These teams are just not shy of just getting into a flow of just finding a shot and taking it.
Florida State has had a lot of opportunities from the three-point line.
And a rejection from behind, but it looks like that'll be a foul called against Maluk. As Shannon Carter was going up for the layup to try and get this game closer. He'll have opportunities, though, at the line.
Take another look here. Maluk got him with the body. I think it looked like it was pretty clean up top, and there you can see hip and thigh went right into the midsection of Shannon Carter. Florida State on a little scoring drought here over the last 2.5 minutes. 0-4 from the floor.
No points in the last 2 minutes, 22 seconds.
Georgia Southern to stay right in this basketball game. I talked to Coach Charlie Henry ahead of time. I said, you know, how would you define success in this game? And he said, hey, look, if there's a scoreboard, we're playing to win. And I love that from him. You know, he said, I'm not trying to be cocky, he said, but, you know, we're not looking for a moral victory. We want to come in here and win this basketball game. And his team's certainly playing like it so far.
Now just down one off the 2 free throws by Carter. And look, when you have the confidence of coming in here, playing in every game, and being competitive in every game so far, you have that self-belief that can grow. And what they did against Georgia Tech is an errant pass by McRae, the 5th. Will give the ball right back to the Eagles.
Well, and you have to think again that really close game with an ACC opponent like Georgia Tech gives these guys from Georgia Southern the confidence to come in here and go, okay, hey, we were right there. Let's go ahead and take it up another notch and see if we can't knock off the Seminoles.
Yeah, these are measuring stick type of games for this program that's trying to work their way back and compete in the Sun Belt Conference. Finished 8th in the standings last year. Lost in the 3rd round of that tournament. But they're getting better and better with each year. Got above 500, 17 and 16. And Charlie Henry's 2nd year, good pass down low to Spud Webb, but that somehow doesn't go. And the ball got hung up with the glass and the rim, and that'll be a jump ball that'll go the way of the Seminoles.
Georgia Southern Eagles on a little 6-0 run here over the last 2.5 minutes. Seminoles have had some really good looks from behind the 3-point line, but just 5 of 17 so far to start this game.
Seminoles have been extremely active from the three-point line. 17 attempts already, but only 5 of them have fell. And a foul off the ball against the Seminoles, and it'll go the way of Georgia Southern.
I think they called a timeout.
Correction.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
For him as well, so he's still learning, what it takes for each of these guys and how to motivate each one of them to get the very best out of them.
He said as much. There's no one way of coaching. Every guy's different. Steen trying to get it back, outlet pass to MaGee, but you see this Georgia Southern defense is active as well, just like the Noles.
Yeah, they don't come out and trap and pressure you quite as much, but they are long and athletic and getting in the passing lanes and really making it difficult for Florida State.
Both teams, MaGee underneath the basket and is able to get it down, draws the foul, and will go to the line. So the streak is over for the Noles.
When you're getting overplayed like that, as MaGee was, we'll take another look. I believe it was Tyron Moore that was overplaying him. Just cut back door. And great look from Lajae Jones to find his teammate MaGee. The N1 opportunity.
And Melissa, when you're so active on the three ball, you tend to think things are going to start to open up down low in the paint. You have to probably imagine Florida State will. You think they might make an adjustment over time here in the course of this game, where they'll find guys down low. As Webb back on the ball for the Eagles, gets double teamed, nowhere to go, but finds Carter, and a foul charged against Steen. Had a hand up there against Carter, and he'll go back to the line.
It's good vision by Spud Webb. He was being trapped on the low block there, had those 2 Seminole defenders in the wraparound pass. Carter couldn't quite finish, but Steen got him across the arms. No argument from the Seminoles there.
Steen was like, okay, yep, yeah, that was me.
That's me.
He shrugged and was like, yeah, I'm guilty. Carter 3 for 3 now from the charity stripe. All of his points coming from the line. Made the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association All-Tournament team last year from the D2 level with Bluefield State, school in West Virginia.
Coming into this game, Carter was just 3 of 12 from the free throw line for 25%, but he looked pure shooting those 2.
Encouraging sign when you see that number so low. Got to work on that in practice, and clearly he's been doing that. Steen try and glide through there, but he thought better of it as Jones came in very hard as Nakavian White met him up there to deny him a basket, and he hit the hardwood really hard. Good sign that he's able to get helped up and walk it off.
Jay Jones was cruising into the middle, trying to do some damage.
A good move by Jones inside too, and then you see he's a freight train coming down.
Just a hard foul, not a dirty play, just trying to keep Jones from getting to the rim.
It's almost like you get stuck in no man's land. What do? You have to commit and make a decision of how you play that. Jones at 6'7", 220. Hard to stop.
Jones, a 67% free throw shooter on the season. And coming into the game, averaging 13 points a game for Florida State. Just 3 here early on in this game for the Noles.
So that's Sudaroff back in for Georgia Southern. That one better by Jones, and it gets the Noles a 3-point lead once again. Georgia Southern now in a bit of a slump themselves for no field goals. 3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting.
Yeah, for as high scoring as we thought this game was going to be when it started, things have slowed down here a little bit midway through the first half for both teams.
Wayne Williams Jr. back to Sudaroff. These two playing off each other a little bit. Williams will just take it a little bit too far. Too strong on the shot. Somerville with the, oh, what an amazing attempt by Steen. He draws the foul. Goes back to the line. Looks like Tyron Moore charged. Somerville got the rebound and quickly pushed the pace once again for Steen.
It's going to be 2 quick fouls now on Tyron Moore. Take another look. Good outlet pass over the top from Somerville to the big guy.
Got in there, lost his footing as Moore tried to undercut him just below the basket. Gets rewarded Attempts to bring the Noles further away. 9 fouls now for the Eagles. And knocks down the first one. Kyrie Dunn. He came off a really good performance as well against in the Georgia Tech game. Led the Eagles in scoring with 13 points. Hit 3 3-pointers himself. So they bring in Dunn and Sudarov. You think they're going to stop shooting threes? It doesn't sound like it based off of these
I
guys
can't
getting
anticipate
in the game.
either team is going to stop shooting.
You think if there is
Only way to get out of a slump is to keep shooting.
If you think their in-game adjustments going to be made, I don't know. These teams their identities are pretty well baked in.
There are absolutely some in-game adjustments being made, but stopping shooting threes is probably not one of them.
Full court press here by the Noles, amping up the pressure. Those traps, those blitzes trying to pay off as Somerville with a steal. What a pass to Jones, but he can't handle it. And he stepped out of bounds, and it'll go the way of the Eagles. This Seminoles defense really flying around. It doesn't matter what end of the court they're on.
The Seminoles have turned up the intensity defensively, just haven't been able to convert off of those turnovers. Actually have no points off of the 5 Georgia Southern turnovers.
See them really creating a frenetic pace. That's what Luke Laux really wants to identify and stress with his team. They want to turn teams over by speeding them up and take advantage. 10 on the shot clock. Dunn showing his dribbling ability, trying to get around Wiggins, but he stands tall.
Wiggins doing a nice job there defending out on the perimeter.
3 seconds left. He's got to take a shot. Dunn does, and that's deflected. Back we go with the Seminoles. MaGee. Somerville. Another one off the rim.
Lefty trigger, just couldn't convert.
Noles staying pretty cold from beyond the arc. Another dispossession, steal, MaGee. And right back to the Eagles. Carter right back at it. Hard to find a groove here for both teams. End-to-end action. Koulibaly. Gets it right back. Transition over, nice little floater, but still can't find it down.
It's 2 solid possessions of defense for Alir Maluk.
Eagles 0 for their last 6. Somerville looked like he may have gotten hit.
Got a little bit too deep with that one, really didn't have anywhere to go with it, but gets a steal right back.
Another turnover, my goodness. Both teams putting it on the floor.
Martin Somerville so active on the defensive end, getting those deflections in his hands on several of those passes from Georgia Southern.
Looks like the foul will go against Georgia Southern. Both teams starting to turn ice cold, not just shooting wise, but turning the ball over. Each team has 3 turnovers within the past 3 minutes. For the Noles, 3 within the last 2. So the defense has really been kicked into overdrive. Only 2, and despite all of those turnovers, Georgia Southern is the only one with points off turnovers at just 2. Luke missing the first.
Neither team really is set into an established rhythm right now. I think both of these defenses doing a good job disrupting on the offensive end.
This one goes down and the point streak ends for the Noles. Still, field goals have been an issue in the run of play.
It's 4 new Seminoles into the lineup. Luke Laux going with the line change again here.
Hockey style from Luke Laux.
Trying to keep these guys fresh.
Gray, Swinton, the song. All coming back in. Amping up that pressure. Here comes another trap by the Noles, trying to set it.
Not where you want to be if you're Georgia Southern.
Great job by
finds a way. Spud Webb comes back.
Spud Webb doing what he does best, helping out his teammates. Wants the ball, need to come back to the ball. And a foul. Looks like Steen, the guilty party. He can't believe it. As Webb entered the paint, driving into the lane. That will be the call. Much to the dismay of Steen and the Seminoles. However, the Noles the name of the game here. Both teams very active, 28 overall attempts. And then the turnovers, despite how many turnovers there have been, Melissa, there have not been a lot of points off of those turnovers either.
Yeah, Alex Steen still out there trying to argue his case after the timeout. He didn't think he committed the foul, but officials aren't going back to change that one. Spud Webb's going to get a chance to get a couple of free throws here, and that is 2 for Alex Steen. But Luke Laux, again, going to just roll with it, allow his guys to try to play through it.
Steen and McCray, the 5th. 2 players with 2 personal fouls. And Webb knocks down both free throws to get it to within 4. 3 players for the Eagles with 2 personal fouls. Applewhite, White, and Moore.
Those are the first 2 points of the game for Spud Webb. He's been the leading scorer on this Georgia Southern Eagle team.
Real dominant player who has done a nice job really taking control, leading the way. Swinton way too strong on the glass.
There's a nice interior pass from Alex Steen to find Swinton. Just a little too strong.
Webb spent last year at Emmanuel, lower collegiate level. But you see he has the belief to come in here and do some damage on the D1 level, has 2 more points. Swinton, oh, very nice touch and finish with the layup. Didn't go for the dunk.
Didn't need it on that one. He beat everybody down the floor and had an open lane to the rim.
A smart play by A.J. Swinton of the Seminoles. Corner. Webb wants more points. Not quite there on the 3. Noles up 31-27, under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Steen gets hung up by Webb, and so does the ball between the glass and the rim.
And another sensational highlight reel pass for Robert McCray, the 5th. He won't get any credit for that. Sometimes coaches keep track of that, and they'll call that a coach's assist because that clearly was a result of the effort of Robert McCray, the 5th. We're going to take another look at it. Beats his defender, eyes up, sees Steen the whole way.
Nice no-look pass by McCray. Steen knocks down that first free throw. 80% free throw shooter entering tonight. Steen now perfect at 5 for 5, so he's going to increase that margin on his current pace. Kavion White comes back in for Georgia Southern.
Steen has given the Noles some quality minutes there, holding down the paint tonight. He's got 4 rebounds to go along with those 7 points.
And the announcer's curse took advantage right there. He is now no longer perfect. Georgia Southern quickly back on the attack. Dunn off the mark to his right. Another foul off the ball here.
Kavion White going up for the rebound, and that may have been on Robert McCray, the 5th.
Looks like it.
That is a bad break for Florida State.
That is his 3rd personal foul, so that might be curtains, at least for the first half, for McCray. Big piece exiting the floor for Florida State here. They are only up by 5.
Florida State with 6 guys on the floor here. There we go.
And then Cam Miles.
Cam Miles coming in, but I'm not sure if he knew who he was checking in for.
How often these teams can rotate guys playing in different positions. You have to always have to check double time. And how about that? Fortunate bounce, a couple of them off the rim, off the top of the board, and falls perfectly down into the net.
You don't see that very often. Off the top of the backboard and right back through the cylinder. It's been that kind of night for Georgia Southern and Kavion White.
I wonder what kind of analytics can put the odds on how that ball falls through. At least 1 in a million, I'd guess. White able to get 2 fortunate bounces. And this is a very game Georgia Southern team. If the evidence wasn't sure enough with their first 5 games, they're proving it right now in this first half against Florida State.
That is now 9 points to lead all scorers from Kavion White.
Cam Miles. Wiggins, with his height, comes down with the offensive rebound, excuse me. MaGee. Double team, Somerville. Passes it back to MaGee, catch and shoot. Not there, White with the rebound.
Struggles continue from beyond the 3-point line. Now 5 of 20 for 25%.
just 33% overall for Florida State. They've been able to get most of the possessions through steals and offensive rebounding. What a move by Dunn. FSU bench wanted to travel, didn't get it. Noles will get a defensive rebound. 1:30 left. Miles in the corner. Hits it. And this crowd erupts in the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center. They've been waiting for one of those for a while. Noles back up by 6.
Second made 3 for Cam Miles. He's got 6 now for Florida State.
Crowd getting more riled up. Somerville clamoring for a call to go the other way, but he was the one who last touched it. Sneaky Seminoles defense as we take another look at the 3 for Miles.
Somerville looking ahead. MaGee finds Cam Miles right there in the corner pocket.
These two teams, I think, without question, no matter how this one ends tonight, are going to test anybody they go up against with their skill, athleticism, speed, and stamina. And a travel called against the Eagles. And Kyrie Dunn.
Dunn trying to make that spin move to get around the Seminole defenders. Took a little extra step.
One minute left here in the first half. Noles up by 6. It has not been clean. Hasn't been pretty.
Yeah, could get a 2 for 1 here if they shoot quickly. That's something that typically you see in the NBA. It's come more to the college game.
Miles and gets rejected down low by Carter. Shannon Carter says access denied, Mr. Miles.
That was a big time block coming from behind. Let's take another look. Miles goes in. Carter just sends it straight to the floor, kind of like a volleyball spike over in Tully Gym.
He led all CIAA players with 66 blocks, but Lajae Jones back with another 3. Not going to be able to block that one.
It's another 6-0 run for Florida State here over the last minute.
Suddenly getting a little hotter from three-point land again. Applewhite driving in hard. Jones there to meet him. Unable to finish, and the Noles will try and reset here, slow things down for the final shot.
It's good recognition by the freshman Miles. I'm not sure if he heard his coach Luke Lautz or he just recognized they could hold for one last possession.
Jones trying to cross over, gets fouled by Dunn. That's his second personal. And in the bonus, so the Noles will go to the line. 5.1 left on the clock, and this is a good end to the half for Florida State, who's been struggling for most of this half, Melissa, just trying to find a rhythm. They've been turning the ball over, but they've also been dispossessed a few times. But they've been pretty solid from the free throw line now. 10 of 14 overall and climbing in that average, in that percentage, as Luke Lautz makes some last second substitutions here to shore up that defensive end of the floor.
State currently on a 7-0 run to end the half here. That's allowed them to extend this lead. Georgia Southern will have one more chance.
Jones knocks down the second free throw, leads the Noles with 9 points. Has hit two threes in the process. And Georgia Southern get a shot off and make something happen. Very close was Tyron Moore, but to no avail. And the Seminoles, despite some back and forth and some inconsistent shooting, they are up by 11. Their relentless pressure has really paid off.
Again, they forced 8 turnover halftime timeout break. Which team can get things rolling here on the offensive end? Who can stay hot from beyond the three-point line?
36, to your point, 36 three-point attempts combined by both sides. Trying to air it out, but there might be opportunities down low if both teams want to take that route. As Steen with a little reach-in deflection will go out of bounds. 11 seconds left on the shot clock.
You see Florida State applying that pressure again. They were also looked like switching 1 through 5 on those dribble handoffs and on the screens. It was Steen at 6'9" that ended up on the 5'11" Tyron Moore.
Now back in, another double team, actually triple team here by Florida State. Kick out wide to Dwayne Williams Jr. with his first points of the evening. A good start for the Eagles to get a 3 on the board, now make it an 8-point ball game.
Williams Jr., one of those other returners, redshirted last year.
Steen losing the handle, trying to hang on. He's able to maintain possession. Looks like that will stay with the Seminoles. Let's take another look. Great job getting this ball out.
That's a great find from Moore. Got again into the middle of that paint. The ACC logo, and then kicks it out for the open look for Williams Jr.
Applewhite, excellent job staying as composed as he could be with that tough pressure surrounded on all sides. Seminoles back with the inbound. Good setup to Steen, but rejected from behind. Carter coming back down. However, he's going to be charged with another foul. Actually, that's going to be his first foul of the evening.
Second half starts similar to the start of the first half as the Noles go inside off the back cut from Steen. This time Steen's going to have to go to the free throw line. It's already been there 6 times tonight for Florida State. Noles have been there 15 times as a team.
Steen 5 for 6, one of the better free throw shooters on the roster. See just the impact that Shannon Carter provides. Again, he led D2 CIAA players with 66 blocks last season. A big get for Charlie Henry's bunch. As Steen misses the first. Georgia Southern team that's full of grit, determination, and toughness. And 2 misses by Steen, who was red hot at the stripe in the first half. A missed opportunity here as the Noles put a little full-court pressure on him.
Well, that's a 10-second backcourt violation. Noles forced the turnover with that good full-court pressure. Just don't know what you're going to get defensively from Florida State. Sometimes they press in the full court, sometimes they trap in the half court. Keeping that team off balance is the name of the game for Luke Laux and his squad defensively. 9th
turnover of the game for Georgia Southern. Jones from the corner hits another one. Lajae Jones keeps the hot hand going from 3-land. Now he's in active on the steal department. A little behind the back pass, but it's another steal the other way for Georgia Southern. Here comes Spud Webb and McCray with a steal. 3 consecutive steals on 3 possessions. Jones from deep again, nails it. Jones is on fire.
Lajae Jones, 15 points, 4 of 6 from beyond the 3-point line.
And a dunk right back the other way is Shannon Carter.
Great find from Moore inside.
Getting a little spicier in here. Jones, can he do it again? Yes, he can.
Heat check. Lajae Jones feeling it tonight.
Breaking the thermometer. Applewhite gets a swipe from Jones. And this was starting to go really hot back and forth with both teams. This is the kind of energy and results we were expecting with these 2 squads.
Yeah, that's what we thought we were signing up for here tonight, and it slowed down a little bit, but Lajae Jones heating up from beyond the 3-point line. He is feeling it. 9 points already in 2 minutes to start the second half.
Bringing his total to 18. He had 9 in the first half alone. 9 within 2 minutes.
Oh, and another turnover that the Noles forced. They had Applewhite in the corner. They were ready to trap him, and I think Applewhite dribbled it off his foot.
That's 4 turnovers within the span of 2 minutes to start this half for Florida State forced.
Good defense has created even better offense for Florida State to start the second half.
Gray. Wiggins outside, not strong enough. And this one falls on the floor. Jump ball called. It'll go the way of Florida State. White fell on top of it, but that possession arrow dictates that determination.
Lajae Jones a little unselfish. He had a shot in the corner again. He made the extra pass. His teammate Wiggins couldn't quite knock it down, though.
Like, I don't want to do it all.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a taker. I want to share the ball a little bit. Let's
I
go.
appreciate that.
I think his teammates do too. Steen Trying to show his post presence. Oh, what a move by Jones. Does he do it again? Not this time. Shook White out of his shoes. Demand for the possession, and it's going to be going to the turquoise.
We're going to take a look.
Dwayne Williams Jr. pleading, begging for it to go the other way.
He wanted his coach to take the replay. We're going to take a look here. I think
he's probably wondering if it went off of the foot of Chauncey Wiggins.
I think the Georgia Southern staff is wise not to challenge that one.
Kobe MaGee under the basket, receives the inbound, trying to work his way, playing a little post, back to the bucket, works his way around and gets to Seminoles. 11 points here. And again, so active on the defensive side, not letting Georgia Southern get into their own rhythm.
It has to have been something that was a point of emphasis at half for Luke Laux and his staff, as Florida State has come out with a renewed sense of energy on the defensive end with those traps.
Williams Jr. for three. Not able to hit it. Back the other way we go. Touched on the second half adjustments here. Something that Florida State felt a little sluggish against UT Martin. This one too strong by Jones again, but Wiggins there with the offensive board. Forcing his way into the paint. And he draws another foul, this time against Shannon Carter. Noles did a much better job against UT Martin. After allowing 40 points in the first, they let only 33 go by, so they did a nice job. Their defensive pressure and intensity did a much better job in that game. I think the same can be said. Whatever pregame speech Coach Laux and his staff are saying in these last two games, I think you got to stick with it. 20 seconds here on the shot clock. Noles up big now by 17 points. Somerville to Wiggins. Too short. Tried to save it. Incoming was Kobe MaGee. Almost took out some friendly fire from those on the sidelines of the Seminole faithful. Always got to keep your head on a swivel with how fast these guys are going back and forth.
Almost got a cameraman down there.
I think fans need to take out an insurance policy.
Beware if you're taking the courtside seats down on the baseline here.
Williams Jr. again, this time knocks down a three.
It's 2 buckets for Dwayne Williams Jr. to start the half. What a big block.
Big time block
Georgia
indeed.
Southern. Oh.
And this time the ball goes into the crowd.
Do you get to keep it if it goes in the crowd? Is this like baseball?
By video evidence here. Very excited though. You never know when you're going to see some action and get the ball, but
excellent hands from this young lady here.
Absolutely.
Behind us.
Ball flies around the court here inside the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center.
Get your hands up, Trey.
Wiggins. It's the friendly bounce on the front of the rim. Seminoles out to a 16-point lead. Williams Jr. again trying to keep his hand hot, but hits a brick.
Kobe MaGee there to clean up the defensive glass for Florida
Wiggins
State.
posting up and rejected by White. Moore. Carter again.
Moore, a great distributor of the basketball.
Carter, that brings his total to 8. Now leads all Georgia Southern players. McCray lost the handle, tried to finish it. Unbelievable. Does the bucket count? You bet it does. That was an unbelievable handle. From long distances, improving as the game goes on. As his teammate Robert McCray, the 5th, will head to the free throw line. And probably the sparkliest shoes you'll ever see on the basketball court.
We asked him about those earlier. We asked if they were custom made. He said no, they were just a limited edition of the Ja Morant shoes.
Attempt by Dunn from long range, misses the mark. Here comes McCray and his fancy feet.
You play with the razzle dazzle that he plays with. You're allowed to wear the sparkly shoes.
There they are.
Nice.
Quite an addition. He is a big shoe collector. Hard to determine what he's going to wear every single game. And he told us he doesn't exactly have a specific kind. He usually just pick whatever he feels will work for him that day.
Yeah, plays with the vibe of the day.
Jones, can he keep his hot hand going? Oh, you betcha.
There it is. That ties his career high of 6 made threes for Lajae Jones. He's got 21 points, 6 of 10, efficient from the floor.
Did that against Dayton earlier this calendar year on January 28th last season. 3 attempts, not going the way for the Eagles.
Aiden Applewhite wants that one back. He had a great look, nearly knocked it down.
Corner 3, not going down this time for Florida State, but they're again getting some offensive rebounds. Jones, are you kidding me? Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Lajae Jones.
Great time to shoot a 3 is off the offensive rebound. If you don't have a layup, you kick it back out. Kick it back out to the best shooter on the team right now, Lajae Jones.
Career best in field goals made now with 7. Career night for Jones, and he almost had a highlight moment again with an alley-oop, but way too tall.
We're gonna get a foul called over here. Somerville, we've got run over, steamrolled.
I mean, just pure right down the center for Jones. The left-hander is just finding a different level tonight, Melissa.
Yeah, the bench loves it. Jay Jones feeling it. Maybe it's something about those turquoise uniforms.
Tell you what, he'll probably make a case to want to play in these uniforms every single game. It's the Nike Seminole Heritage turquoise uniforms, honoring the Native American heritage. The Seminole tribe of Florida. And Miles wants to get on the action again. Little backdoor underneath the basket. Excellent layup down the line.
Yeah, Miles doesn't want in on the three-point shooting contest. He just takes it in the paint for the reverse layup. I'm not sure I can hang with Lajae right now.
Like I'll find points my own way in a different way. Let's mix it up a little bit.
That's a nice move. Gets by Spud Webb and then just kisses it off the glass on the reverse lay-in for Miles.
Not too much room along the baseline, but certainly enough for his athleticism to thrive and shine. And again, the Noles just not letting up on their defensive persistence in the full court. Kick out. Soderov out of Kolobali in trouble. Soderov over to Webb. White.
A nice Euro step there by White. Just couldn't finish. Good passing though by Georgia Southern. Unselfish, moving the ball around.
And Miles will take a crack at a 3, but no, not this time.
Soderov went high to grab that one.
That was the 33rd attempted three-pointer by Florida State tonight. Foul going against Florida State. Looks like it is on Miles.
Florida State now again on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
Correction, that on Somerville. And Jones getting himself a well-earned breather. Georgia Southern now over the last 4.
Don't let him cool off too much, though.
Luke Lack's thinking, well, I got to give my guy a break at some point here, and he's got a pretty comfortable lead. So yeah, you definitely will love to go back to him if you can. Soderov again, not able to find his rhythm here tonight. Driving into the paint was Basong. A call against the Eagles once again.
Seminoles lobbying that Basong was in the act of shooting, but officials having no part of that. He's definitely looking to pass along the baseline.
All against Kyrie Dunn. That's the 18th personal foul overall for Georgia Southern. 6 fouls here in the second half. Inbound denied by White. The Noles will start it over. It's the 33rd time Florida State is wearing the turquoise uniforms. Overall 23-9. Solid record. If they keep this up, they will find a 24th victory.
Just too close to really make an overturn in that situation, but not a bad challenge from Charlie Henry. Go ahead, use the timeout. Can't take it with you, might as well see if you can get an extra possession.
So we resume. 13 minutes and change counting. Actually, just 13 minutes under now. As Miles tried to get a pass inside, and White a little too aggressive against the freshman Miles.
I think they actually called that off the ball. I think they were going to call that on number 9. Koulibaly. It was Chauncey Wiggins that was trying to get position, and Koulibaly, I think, trying to chase through the screen.
So Wiggins heads to the line, and he will take and make the first one. Most experienced Seminole on the roster. Now with 101 career games played, a Clemson transfer, so a kid with a lot of ACC experience coming in, now doing his part with Florida State.
Wiggins still perfect from the free throw line on the season. Came into the game 7-7.
Backcourt violation called, done. It stepped over into the attacking half and passed it back to the other side of the line. So
now,
another unforced error here by Georgia Southern. 13th turnover. This Seminoles defense, Melissa, just continues to be relentless. Wiggins trying relentless shooting. And this one up for debate as well with who this one goes off. It looks like it'll stay with the Noles.
Florida State has now attempted 34 threes in this game. They've attempted a total of 48 shots.
34 from beyond the arc. No indications of it slowing down perhaps anytime soon. High volume shooting, high volume scoring. Wiggins left all alone in the paint.
Now Wiggins on the high ball screen kind of slipped the screen, dove right to the rim. Good find from Cam Miles, his 4th assist of the game.
Miles with excellent awareness and vision. Spud Webb, man, I'll tell you what, Spud Webb has been pretty silent tonight. The Noles have neutralized him very nicely.
Just 6 points for Webb.
Only his 4th shot attempt, more glaring for number 21. Basong. Look at the passing by the Noles. Around the world they go, but Swinton way too strong on the backdoor layup. Good spin by Nakavian White, and rejected attempt by the Seminoles defense, but it'll go against Florida State. Seminoles with a lot more efficient scoring here in this second half. 10 of 20 to start things off here, and have extended this lead by now 25 as Georgia Southern here at the free throw line. Nakavian White knocks down the first and the second free throw.
Florida State now outscoring Georgia Southern 27-14 here to start the second half after those 2 free throws from White.
This up-tempo pace that both teams like to run in favor of the Noles.
Great jump ball. Koulibaly got his hand on the ball. Martin Somerville trying to make something happen. Good defense by the Eagles. Oh, and some fans are excited by the score. 67 points for the Noles. There's some young ladies in the stands that got super juiced about the 6-7.
If you're not even caught on to what that means, folks, just ask your kids or some young folks here today. They'll fill you in. Spud Webb trying to keep it going for Florida State. However,
a little bit of volleyball over there.
Yeah, Savet Soderov there with a putback. His first 2-pointer of the season, by the way, folks. He's usually a 3-point guy. So 4 points here out of the break for the Eagles, trying to generate some momentum. Lajae Jones has had all the momentum from 3-point land, but cools off a little bit here, almost knocked down an 8th for the night. White lost it, ran into a brick wall in Kobe MaGee, but he's the one who's going to get tagged with a foul. That'll be McGee's first.
White lost the handle on that one. Both players ran into each other. They called it on 5. I wasn't sure which number 5 they gave it to, but you saw it.
Goes Coulibaly, but unable to finish strongly. Noles not letting off the gas pedal. Jones again! Number 8 brings the Noles to 70.
27 points, all of those behind the three-point line.
Absolute career night, indeed. White can't find it.
Here we go.
Right back the other way. Kobe MaGee trying to find one. Somebody's got to get through for the Noles to get another double-digit point total. It's only Jones right now. Great job by Coulibaly on that layup and drive. Georgia Southern, a team that's never going to give up. They fight for each other, play for one another really strongly.
They were looking for the alley-oop.
Jones again.
Luke.
This time off the mark. So substitutions coming in for
Cam
Florida
Miles
State.
trying to make the highlight reel play and throw that alley-oop to Alir Maluk. Just a little bit off the mark.
This is an up-and-coming emerging freshman for Florida State, no question about it. Such an active defender, proving his worth on defense. But certainly has provided some timely shots as well. What is certainly a new roster for FSU. Soderov misses it again. A little cold today.
I think he hit that first 3 that he attempted and then hasn't been able to connect since for Georgia Southern.
And Jones has kind of cooled off a little bit now too. One of his last 3 here in this sequence. Coulibaly rejected by Lajae Jones, and now he's getting it done on the defensive side. Wiggins finds him. Outlet to MaGee, driving the lane, dispossessed. Steen trying to finish it up, clean it up. A little too strong, hit the back of the rim. And that is now a career best in points for Lajae Jones, too, at 27 in a single game. Done with the two-pointer here. 21-point lead for Florida State. Somerville, way too strong. Listen, if you're Florida State, do you want to try and slow the pace maybe just a tad bit to give the Eagles a little bit of hope now as they've come back a little bit?
I'm not sure slow down is in their repertoire this season. At some point, yes. It doesn't appear that that's the agenda right now. About 13.5 points a game, shooting at about 37% from beyond the three-point line.
Every single shot he has taken tonight has been from beyond the three-point arc. That doesn't instill confidence. I don't know what does. Or at least makes him believe he has confidence when he takes all his shots from that distance. Dispossessed was Kobe MaGee.
They're going to call foul, and Kobe MaGee will go to the free throw line. Foul going to go on Moore, his 3rd. It's now 8 on Georgia Southern, so Florida State in the bonus the rest of the way.
Senior year for Kobe MaGee after 3 years playing for the Drexel Dragons up in Pennsylvania.
Last year as a Dragon averaged 14 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, almost 2 assists. Was named 3rd team all CAA. Made the trek down here to Tallahassee.
Excellent free throw shooter as well. Came into tonight at 85.7%, has knocked down all 3 of his tonight. Williams Jr. lost the handle, hit Jones right in the chest and deflected out of play. So the Eagles will get their chance at capitalizing with a second chance. 13 turnovers by the Eagles have been costly. Florida State has cashed in for 12 points off of those turnovers, and most of them coming here recently toward the end of the first and into the second half. But what a shot by Tyron Moore. The Eagles now 3 of their last 3 from the floor. McCray.
Wow.
What a pretty step and floating as if he's flying in the air for that layup.
Splits the defenders and then finger rolls it in. What a play from Robert McCray, the fifth.
And how about this? Another steal for Jones. And then another steal back the other way. Steals all around. Both teams getting their full and their fill. Carter, nice job being challenged by Steen down low.
Good find from Kyrie Dunn to get that ball even into Carter and through a couple of Seminole blue jerseys.
You can tell with what Shannon Carter has shown tonight as this ball last touched by Georgia Southern that he could be a real impact player for the Eagles here going into the Sun Belt part of the schedule and still in this non-conference. Right now, the Seminoles still firmly in control. Happy to call the action with you here courtside. Seminoles will inbound to Lajae Jones, who's taking another three. This one backtracking here toward the out-of-bounds area here as Dunn takes another one for Georgia Southern. And again, folks, this has been the theme all game long. Three-point shots galore. Wiggins, alley-oop for Steen! Haven't seen that all game, and that's just as exciting as a three ball.
What a nice unselfish play from Chauncey Wiggins to throw it up to the big man Steen.
Williams too short. Fast break, fast pace. That's the name of the game for Florida State. Up by 20. How about Kobe MaGee with a corner three?
That's Kobe MaGee's first made three of the game. He wants in on the action from long range.
That brings him to double digits, the second behind Lajae Jones. Now 12 points, dispossession. Steal by McCray. Jones again. Not this time, but an offensive rebound for MaGee. Jones gonna challenge inside the paint and draws the foul on Williams Jr. The Seminoles shifting things up a little bit. A lot of threes still, but how about some alley-oop action?
Crowd loves a good dunk. Nice alley-oop, good finish from Steen.
And for Robert McCray, the fifth, he now has 75 career steals off of that last one that we just saw.
Talked all night about the three-point shooting, but Florida State with 22 points in the paint. Most of those coming from Alex Steen.
Seminoles with 10 steals tonight. That's coming off a 19-steal game against UT Martin. That was the second most all-time in this program's history. They forced 26 turnovers in that game, 33-4 in terms of points off turnovers. Not quite that discrepancy here tonight, but still a solid amount, 12-6 in that department. And it's just part of Florida State's identity of being such a fast-paced team. In fact, their metric, they are first among the ACC schools in that pace of play department, top 15 nationally.
Jones wanted to launch the three ball again, but saw the wide open driving lane. Was fouled before he could get it to the rim. Tried to kick it out, actually, and teammate hit a three, but
Tyron Moore, it's his fourth of the game.
Instead, Jones going to the free throw line with a chance at a 30-burger. Got 28 right now.
It's already in the process of an all-time points night. Extended to 29. Young man from Neptune Beach, Florida. His senior season. And he gets the 30-burger.
Still has only connected on free throws and threes. No twos for Lajae Jones tonight.
And from behind, but gets charged with a foul.
Wow.
And he has been doing everything. It's not just been points, too. He's had a couple blocks, steals. Seminoles crowd still very loud, trying to shake Shannon Carter. Trying to distract whatever you can use, whatever you can find.
Carter, the senior, not rattled.
And not distracted by the pepperoni pizza. Have to find another food item. It's clearly pizza's not on his favorites list.
Seminoles getting creative with their distraction signs. I love it.
Noles still moving the ball around. A little more half court here. Pass out to Somerville. Bench loves it, stood up and knew it. 15th three-pointer for Florida State.
First three of the game and first points of the game for Martin Somerville.
Spud Webb denied. Wiggins looked like the Sears Tower in front of him. Wiggins driving the lane. 3 or 4 Eagles around him.
Coast to coast. Wiggins.
He gets to double digits now at 11 points. Applewhite. Back to Moore. Thought about it. Stepped up. Lajae Jones with that pressure. Here comes McCray. Jones again. In the corner. No doubter.
He had all day to set that one up, check the wind, set his feet, nailed it.
Records continuing to fly here for Lajae Jones, and this defense continues to swarm.
He is one off of the school record for made threes. Did that all day for Lajae Jones. 33 points on 9 of 18 from the three-point line.
That's all he's done tonight. Already just set a career best in points in a game, three-pointers made, just set a personal best in field goals made. Absolutely shooting the lights out of the arena. White, and a rejection. Shah Muhammad. Just his third game of action, but proving what he can provide. And keeps the ball. Jones again. Just like everybody's on
Spud Webb determined not to let Lajae Jones get that one off.
Everybody just anxiously awaiting what can Lajae Jones do next. What a move by Cam Miles! His trails for 10 three-pointers as Cam Miles knocks down the and one, 93-58. Lajae Jones with 9 three-pointers made. George McLeod hit 10 threes in a single game back in 1989 for Florida State. That came against LaSalle on February 23rd, 1989. So Jones still on the floor with a little over 3 minutes to play.
Jones has already attempted more than George McLeod in a single game. The previous record was 17 in that game. McLeod was 10 of 17, February 23rd.
So if it comes down to both of them being tied, George can say, young man, I was a little more efficient that night. I appreciate the effort, but I just, he has that in his feather. He has that in his cap, just in case. But still.
What a night for Lajae Jones.
Yes, absolutely. Still some basketball to be played here, and you better believe that they're going to design some things for Jones. Here he is again. He's going to take it. Knocked it. Tied up. Mr. McLeod.
There it is. Lajae Jones, have yourself a night.
10 for 19, all from three-point land. 36 points. And again, Shah Muhammad, a second block. Carter. And this time, Muhammad all over the board and all over the iron with the rim. Draws the foul, but my goodness, this man will not stop Lajae Jones.
Take another look. Such a pure stroke for the lefty. So smooth from beyond the three-point line. And 36 points for the senior from Neptune Beach, Florida.
29 minutes here tonight, has made every bit of it. Taking advantage. Seminoles also on the verge of getting into triple digits for the third time this season. Had 108 in the opener against Alcorn State, and also 101 against the Hornets from Alabama State.
This high-powered scoring offense under first-year head coach Luke Laux, averaging 93 points a game this season.
Outscoring opponents by a little over 20 on average. Their only blemish to the reigning national champion Florida Gators, only lost by 2 in Gainesville just last week. And this time Jones tried to do it himself, but White makes him pay.
Good defense by Nicavian White. He has been solid on both ends of the floor all night long for this Georgia Southern Eagle team.
He gets to 10 points. Carter has 14. Those are the 2 Eagles in double digits. He's got a call. Not sure exactly what the call is here for the stoppage. Maybe a substitution of some
looking
sort.
Maybe for a sub. I'm not sure if there was an injury. Maybe it was just a rolling substitution.
In any event, Florida State will inbound with 27 seconds on the shot clock. 2:03 remaining in the game. Lajae Jones still on the floor.
Got to give him a chance to break the record, I think.
I think they're just going to keep on feeding him until he says, Coach, give me a breather. Jones, challenge in his face, not this time. Coulibaly back the other way. Van Dorn Jr., Sean Van Dorn Jr., who entered tonight playing just 1 minute for Florida State as Jones tried another one. Knocks down the 3. That's Van Dorn Jr.'s first points of the evening and of the season, I should say. 6'6" freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia. And for Jones,
that'll be it.
He's asking for one more. Wait a minute. He's saying, nope, I'm going to stay in.
Just kidding.
Fans still giving him a bit of a round of applause. It's like, I want one more. Does he know it in the back of his mind what that record is?
He absolutely does. There's no doubt about it that someone has told him, and he is aiming for it. Why not?
Van Dorn Jr. able to knock it down, that free throw. So Charlie Henry heading to his bench. Yeah, it's a team that certainly rotates starters. Only a few that are built in. Still a long way to go for the Eagles. This is certainly not the result they were hoping for this evening with how close they've been competing in a lot of their ball games already this year, but certainly a learning experience for them.
This Florida State team is going to surprise a lot of folks this year. They were picked low in the ACC, and I don't have a doubt in my mind that they're going to finish a lot higher than they were predicted.
Now, this is certainly the new look here under Luke Laux, and if there was any doubt of what his intention was about how this team is going to operate, look no further than what they're putting on the floor here. Very active on the defensive end, pressure, all sorts of different looks. And then on the attack, it's just relentless. Fire away when you think you have a really good look. Jalen Crawford in for Cam Miles. Miles departs after an 11-point performance. So another double-digit scoring effort for him for 2 games in a row.
4 Seminoles in double figures tonight.
Ahmed misses the free throw. 96-67 for Florida State. White. Coulibaly getting pressured. 1 minute left. 10 on the shot clock. On what has been a career night for Lajae Jones. They have another chance here before it's all said and done. 50 seconds ticking. Swinton with 2 points. Noles want 100 points if they can get it.
Somebody forgot to tell A.J. Swinton that they're trying to get Lajae Jones the record.
Maybe. AJ's trying to get some points for himself. I don't blame him.
AJ trying to deny the rim there, too.
Working hard. Hey, you know what? Maybe he's making up for it with that design foul, because that sends Georgia Southern to the line and it could give us a possession again. And in any event, quite the spectacle here for Florida State. 58 points in this second half.
Yeah, what a second half for Florida State.
Here comes Maluk.
Midway through the first half, it was a 2-point ball game, if you remember.
And that'll be it for Lajae Jones. Ties the 3-point record with 10 field goals made, with the man in the rafters, George McLeod.
You love the camaraderie of this team, too. You could feel it in shoot-around today, that these guys really genuinely like playing with one another. There's just a good energy and a good vibe with this Seminole squad, and I think that'll carry them a long way during this season.
A lot of new players, of course, with Luke Laux in his first season, but it's a group that has come together, gelled nicely. Jalen Crawford trying to get the Seminoles beyond 100 points. And another turnover for the Eagles.
White just trying to get by the relentless pressure of this Seminole defense.
Yeah, just really engaging. 17 turnovers now on the night, forced by the Seminoles.
Luke Laux says, no more, we're done.
Well, they're gonna have to take a shot, or they'll just give up the ball. Get a chance to go for 100. The fans want it. 10 to go. 6 on the shot clock. But they will just play it safe. Maybe not exactly what the fans want, but nonetheless, a relentless effort here by Florida State. Both ends of the floor would not be denied, in a clash of styles, Melissa, that you were wondering how that would all play out between these two teams who have played really well on the offensive end in particular. And in the end, Florida State, with too much perimeter length defensively, and just their pursuit and their willingness to not give up on the 3 ball, I think really was the difference.
Yeah, their ability to create chaos on the defensive end made it difficult for Georgia Southern, and big time shot there to finish it off.
And the clock did not run. So even the officials are like, come on guys, we can't have that happen. I think what's gonna happen